All right. Thursday evening, 7 p.m., ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, degenerates of all ages, welcome to another edition of that Fuzzing Rock Show. We're going to do these a little differently tonight because we're kind of, well, I wouldn't say we're pressed for time, but we have an agenda, so to speak. We are going to do the sponsors at the end for tonight, only because I want to get this out as quick as possible because it's a great interview. Of course, I'm talking about the one and only John 5. We interviewed him today. Quick turnaround. We're going to get this thing on the air for you as quick as possible, meaning within just a couple minutes from now. So that being said, make sure you guys are going to go and check this show out as soon as I can find the flyer. It's the Strung Out Tour of 2024, September 4th, locally here in Albany, New York. Empire Live is the place. 27.50 in advance, 30 the day of the show. Doors at 6:30. Shows at 7:30. Special guest Tom Atkins Band and Turning Jane. Tom Atkins is, listen, if you guys have never heard Tom Atkins pick up a guitar, holy, you're in for a treat. That guy is absolutely talented. But John 5 coming around. We did get a chance to talk to him today. We talked to him about everything and anything that we could throw at him. And it wasn't like, it's not your normal interview, guys. It's not like, obviously there's some questions there to give you a little background about him, but I mean, we just kind of hung around and chatted. It was cool. It was really cool. So we're going to do that. First thing I would like to say, of course, is thank you to our sponsors for supporting us. We do have a brand new sponsor that we're going to announce tonight. Just started with us. Happy to have him on board. Welcome to the degenerate world. To peace on earth in Hoosick Falls. Listen, cool little joint they got up there. For all of your smoking needs, this is the place to go, guys. We'll have more info on that a little bit later on, but guys, welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys supporting and big supporters of the local scene, man. I'm telling you, like the music awards, which we'll talk about in a second, and just a big support of the scene. I mean, they love to show their support for local music. They love local music, and they're big fans of the show, and they jumped on board. So we're happy to have you. We will get to you guys at the end for sure. Of course, our friends over at the Yin Yang Festival, of course, represent, keeping it all going. Folks over at the King's Inn Empire, we'll talk about all them a little later. What we're going to do right now is we're going to, Shantae, good to see you. Cass, good to see you as well. We're going to throw this interview on for you guys. I know you're going to like it. And if you like it, if any video you see of ours, please do me a favor. Drop that like button. Show some love for the show. You guys can always follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/ThatFuzzingRockShow. YouTube.com is at youtube.com/ThatFuzzingRockShow. You guys can always support us there as well. Just by subscribing. It doesn't cost you a dime. Click the notification bell. That way you'll know when we go on live and when we post new content for you guys. Always posting stuff there. So make sure you guys are tuning in often. And listen, my mind's in like 300 different directions right now. It's all going this way, and there's one thing on my mind. So, and we're gonna play the John 5 interview and give me a chance to sort things out. And that's right. That's it. That's all I got to say. So, thank you to Ralph and 93.9 WABI for teaming up on us with this. It was really cool. It was really fun. And without further ado, check it out. 93.9 WABY, baby. And that was a rock show with John 5.
Hey, everybody. This is Ralph Renna bringing you 90s and 2000s rock on 93.9 WABY. Partnered up again with that Fuzzing Rock Show. And we're about to talk to a man who I'm really embarrassed to admit that his resume is not pages, but it's like a Bible. It's a Bible of musical history, all the way from Salt and Pepper, Faith No More, of course, the guitarist at one time for Rob Zombie, David Lee Roth, and very, very, where I think I've seen you play a few times, Rob Zombie. But on your own, John Five stands up on his own, and now the current guitarist for Motley Crue. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Is that a proper analogy? A Bible of a resume?
It's quite a it's a Bible to me because I'm so thankful for it. But I'm so thankful to be able to have worked with these artists that I've loved, like Skinner or Scorpions or anything like that, and it's just you dream when you're a little kid, but I never dreamt like that. I never dreamt like, oh yeah, I'll be in the studio with Skinner one day and put
That's what I'm
songs on the
saying.
record.
My question to follow that up was, you never actually imagined you would be in the studio with all these bands, co-writing songs. Paul Stanley of Kiss. I could go on and on and on. And yeah, I did look at your Wikipedia because I'm like, this is really where this guy's been. Well, how come I never knew this? So even as a Sunday, I'll be a 54-year-old man. How come I don't know this much about John Five? So we have a whole new generation of people we want to turn on to John Five. So I guess, Fuzz, do you agree we should probably start at the beginning, and then we'll ask him what kind of pizza or kind of food he likes to eat later. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
what do you think?
We should go way back, just all the way. Start it off.
What's your first musical memory, John?
My first musical memory was, I loved TV. I was obsessed with TV, just like you guys probably were growing up and things like that. So, I think it was the Monkees and it was Hee Haw and
Hee-haw. I
yeah.
never expected that.
Yeah, I
right.
was obsessed. That's what made me want to play guitar for the first time was watching Hee Haw. There was a little boy on there, is the banjo champion of 1976, and it blew my mind. And that's when I was like, I want an electric guitar, And
How old were
was,
you when you first got that electric guitar?
I was 7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, 7 years old. So it was a very, very special thing.
Were you one of those guys that just picked up that guitar and the John Five came out, or was it more of a guitar lesson thing, or an uncle showed you?
I took lessons right away and I was obsessed. I mean, I was obsessed. I had to like master, if you will, my lesson. So I had to like it was such an obsession. It was crazy. So I would like stay home from school if I was having like a hard time with it. And it was like a crazy, crazy obsession, even for someone that was at such a young age.
Yeah. So was there like encouragement from the family early on with things? Some people get resistance from their family, like, get a real job, you bum, get off the couch.
Right. They were
I kind of
very,
felt
very
that. I
supportive.
kind of felt that when I wanted to pick up a guitar and I was younger.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They were very supportive, very, very supportive. My mom took me to lessons and I would just sit in my room and play, 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 play. But the rule was like when I was getting older and I started playing, like I had this little band and it was called Dirty Tricks, and we would play these nightclubs, which is so funny because I was so young. I was just entering seventh grade.
Yeah.
And my parents were so kind because they said, okay, if you can play these nightclubs, but you have to get up for school. And the one time you don't get up for school, it's over. So that was
not 3 strikes, 1 strike, you're out.
Yeah.
Did you fuck that up at all?
No. I did it. And
awesome.
it was. I mean, it's so important to do that. Is to have experience, stage experience. It's like a boxer, he can hit the bag all day or, and do that. But as soon as you get in the ring, it's totally different. And that's how it was with the stage, it was like, it was incredible, So I really take I'm really happy that I got that experience, that stage experience so early on.
I think Fuzz and I both, because we work a lot with the local music scene up here in upstate New York and talk to guys like you. And we're just music fans and been working with hard rock radio or college radio since we were 18, 19, 20 years old, and now we're all in our 50s. And happy belated birthday. I saw you just recently celebrated a birthday.
Thank you
and
very
and
much.
you're going out on tour to celebrate, so that's great. Fuzz, why don't you pop up that flyer? Let's just interject here because there's a reason why we're here too, and that's to help promote the show. John 5 on the Strung Out tour, and that's happening September 4th at Empire Live, and our local favorites, Tom Atkins. And let me see, I'm just quitting. Turning Jane, that's a band you're taking out on road with you? Our local Tom Atkins is opening up.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be it's such a crazy schedule
Oh,
too.
hello there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hi there. That's all right. That's all right.
Dude,
Come on. Come on in. Come on in.
there's hairless animals all over this house. But I'm telling you, the schedule is insane. So I leave Wednesday. We do a show with Motley. Um, and then we fly to Connecticut, do another show with Motley. And then the bus picks me up and I go on my tour and I play pretty much every day in September, in the month of September. Then the last show in September, I have to fly all the way back to Florida and pick up more shows with Motley Crue. So it's a wonderful life. I can't.
You choose to do that, John. That's a choice.
Oh, I love it.
You could take time off, but I think you're at the point in your career where you're like, I've got to go for this now. So how do you balance that? I mean, Motley Crue and that is it a hard balance? You sound enthusiastic. You sound excited about it. Is it a tough balance? Sometimes do you want to just go, no, I need to just go lay in the sun or go into the ocean and get on a boat, whatever.
It's so funny. I do not like vacations. I don't like vacations. I will work harder than anyone. But because it's not work to me, I enjoy
This makes
it.
me want to go see you more, and I'm coming to the show. Fuzz, we have to go now. We have
absolutely.
to go. I was
Gonna go
planning
anyways.
on it. So go ahead. Yeah, that's a great attitude.
Yeah, it really is because I've never worked a day in my life. It's such a pleasure to do what I do, but like when I go on
Wait, what did
vacation,
he just say? Did he just say what I thought he said, Fuzz?
What's that?
What did he just say? He's
so
never worked a day in his life.
Well,
it's
if you
true.
But it's
if you
been
do
spent
something you
playing
love, yeah.
music, building a career. Were there struggles along that way? Was there hard times?
I don't look at them as struggles. I look at them as, this is exciting. And this is this is something that, is this amazing feeling. And it's really exciting to me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's great.
it's incredible. But I did have a regular job. I would park cars for celebrity parties. And, it was a cool job, and I would go pick up my friend in like Don Henley's Porsche and stuff like that, and I
So
would
you were rubbing elbows, and all the while, in the back of your head, you weren't parking cars. You were networking to get where you were today.
No, I was parking cars.
Thanks for your honesty, Fuzz. You got a few questions lined up for him, rapid fire, whatever, for that Fuzzing Rock show.
Yeah. Did you? Well, we'll get to those in a second. But did you always know that you were going to be a musician, or was there something else that you wanted to be as a kid?
I always knew I was going to be a musician, but I did not know that anybody would ever like want to do an interview with me or get my autograph or have anything like that. I always thought it was just going to be a session musician, which I was psyched for. So I never dreamt any of this stuff. It's I've never dreamt any of this stuff that's happening. So it's it is such a unexpected, incredible life, so but I always knew like I was gonna be a guitar player, musician, session person.
That's awesome. You did a lot of those sessions too. Go ahead,
Did
Fuzz.
a lot, yeah.
So moving forward a little bit, where did John 5 actually come from?
Well, when I joined, I had a meeting with Marilyn Manson, and I was in a restaurant, and it was like, it was so weird because I sat down at this restaurant, and Manson had, like, he had these CDs in his car. He had the Halford CD and the David Lee Roth CD. And I sat down with him, and he goes, I want you to join the band, and your name's going to be John 5, and I want to do everything with numbers and like all this stuff. So I was like, it was like a whirlwind. I didn't even audition. And I was like, okay,
Can I ask
so
you what were the exact years of Marilyn Manson where you played with them?
it was 98 to 2003.
Okay, okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I caught Marilyn Manson. Probably did. Now that I think about it, I did see you in that era. I believe the show I went to, Fuzz, Saratoga Winners, we worked
Mhm.
at the club and for the radio stations at the time. When we walked in, there was umbilical cords hanging with fetuses throughout the whole club. Were you any part of that era of Marilyn Manson?
That could have been earlier 90s, like
Yeah,
Antichrist, or maybe even Smells Like
right.
Children. Yeah.
Right, because I had seen Marilyn Manson also at Danzig and Korn in a roller skating rink, and that was probably early too. So that I might have
Yeah.
missed that era with you. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Fuzz.
I got in right when, like, they got their buses, and it was all,
You got it
I, I,
just at the
I,
right time.
I skated in at the right time.
That
Yeah, there you go.
that's awesome.
So, John, let's talk about your gear for a minute, because I'm this is always I'm always curious about this. Are you like a guitar guy? Do you have like a vast collection of guitars, or
That's
are you
funny.
selective?
That was on my list too.
Yeah, I love Telecasters, and I collect one from like every year that they were produced, and they started being produced from 1950.
Mhm.
So I have a collective soul, and I just, w- I've collect and collect and collect, and it's a fine investment as well. It's not like,
Sure.
I think it's a part of musical history as well. And I love to think about, oh, who are the people that played this guitar before me? Or did they just get it for Christmas and put it under the bed in 1962 or something like that? So,
Yeah, what history's attached to that guitar,
yeah, I
right?
am
Kind
an,
of reminds me of the Kirk Hammett buying Greenie, right? You know
yeah.
that story, right? That's pretty. Yeah, that's cool. I'm a guitar guy. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important. So I am definitely a Telecaster aficionado, and I
Awesome.
love them. And the reason why it's Telecaster is from Hee Haw, because they
Yeah.
all played Tellies. And I
Yep.
just thought that was the only electric guitar. I didn't think there were any other shapes or anything like that.
Yeah, the Les Paul always intrigued me. I guess it was because of Jimmy Page, waking up at a young
Mhm.
age in the 70s and maybe early 80s, waking up and seeing the TV blaring in my face, the room's dark, and there he is just with that. And then, of course, Ace Frehley, too. So that stuck in my head. But definitely, I've been looking at Telecasters and Stratocasters now to purchase because I have a Gibson, so I think I maybe buy a Fender. So that'll make a total of 2 acoustics, 2 electrics, and 1 vintage Fender bass. That's how many I own, and an old, nylon string hanging on the wall that I fiddle on. So there's 6. How many guitars you have, John? 5?
Uh, it's in the hundreds.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, it's
Okay.
hundreds and hundreds
So
and
you're a
hundreds.
collector because of the history of it.
Yeah, I love it. I really do. It's a fine hobby to have. I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
And a
Fuzz
good
doesn't really play. He's a drummer, but look at all the guitars on his wall. He just collects them to brag.
I have an expensive
Yeah,
background. That's all it is.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
John,
Yeah.
how do you decide which ones to take on tour with you if you have such a big collection? How do you decide like which ones you're going to grab and say, all right, let's go do a
Well, I
world tour?
have favorites, and just like you guys have your favorite, anything. It could be shirt or pair of pants or shoes or anything like that. Same thing with my guitar. I like love a certain feel and sound and all that stuff. So, then when I joined Motley Crue, I had to put, because I never used, Floyd Rose before. I always did the hardtail and did all the stuff behind the nut. And now with Motley, I had to like get all these Floyd Rose and stuff, because the intro to Kickstart My Heart, and there's like, all this stuff with the Floyd, which was rad. So
Yeah.
I really, really love that. I'm having a blast with it. So I have my own guitar called the Ghost, and put some cool Floyd Rose on there. It's rad.
Fuzz, I want to interject because he's making me think of a question. So hold it. We're going to keep going back and forth. This is cool. So of course, I was telling my wife this morning, and she's very supportive. She's like, "Really, you're interviewing that guy?" I'm like, "Yeah." So, and I was telling her all the things you've done. I go, "You got a question for him?" She said, "Yeah." What is your favorite era of music? Cassandra Pratt, this is my wife. What is your favorite era of music?
What a wonderful question. That is such a great question, because I think when I was like really such a sponge with everything, and I would say probably like 70s. Well, here's the thing. I really enjoyed the 70s because I loved not only rock, but there were like, Steely Dan and, the Eagles and all this great 70s music. You're like, oh my God, and the James Gang and, just Joni Mitchell and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, just really Jackson
And
Brown.
you're a 70s kid like Fuzz and I, so we're all right around the same age. In fact, I think we got a year on you. But anyhow, we had a lot of catching up to do coming up in the 70s because there was the Elvis all the way up, right?
Yeah. But then I really dug the 80s, with
Mhm.
Dawkins and Motley Crue and Rat and Metallica and
Are you a guy that just really would kind of shy away from the synthesized 80s part of our lives?
not at all. I
No.
loved the difference with me. I love music, so Flock of Seagulls and all that stuff too. I was like, wow, this is like I can look at music and go, wow, because you can't deny a great song, and I
True.
loved all that cool music.
Yeah. It's good. It's agreed. Fuzz, go back to your questions there. I didn't mean to interrupt, but you're inspiring me to ask these questions rapid fire.
I got one more gear question, then I'll move off of that. But have you ever gotten rid of any guitars that you
Oh,
regret?
he's asking you to buy a guitar right now.
No, I'm not. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Oh, see, he went off the screen. We scared him away.
That's right.
Okay, maybe the cat jumped on the. Is that a cat or is that like a lion he has
No,
there
that's a
with him?
that's a
Oh,
that's a
sorry,
that's a
sorry,
cat.
my
That's right.
yeah, yeah,
What
my
is that? Is
phone.
that a lion? What kind of pets do you have? Let's start there before we go back to Fuzz. Fuzz, hold that thought.
I got
You said you have
Like,
hairless animals around the house.
yeah, it's called a sphinx. So we
Okay.
have we have five hairless cats and one hairless dog, and they're nightmares.
Yeah. I have one haired dog. And Fuzz has cat hair. Okay, Fuzz, back to that question.
Have
So
you
no,
okay.
I never regretted like really getting rid of anything where I'm like, oh, what did I do? No, because I always pretty much like think about what I'm gonna do, and things like that. Take it into consideration and really think about it hard.
Yeah. What do you got, Fuzz?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
Keep going,
daydreaming
buddy.
for I
Go
was
ahead.
daydreaming about
I'm
guitars there.
gonna keep my questions for the off the tip kind of thing when I'm kind of feeling
I
it.
got you.
I
All
got a
right.
few
So
more though. We got some radio listener questions as well.
who was like going back, who was your biggest influence guitar wise when you first started out?
I think I always went through epiphanies, just like probably you guys have as well. And it started with like Roy Clark and Jerry Reed, and then it went to Hendrix and went to Ace, and then it went to like Eddie Van Halen, and went to Ingve and Paul Gilbert, and so there's always been epiphanies through my life, that I've had, and I still have, which is wonderful. And I think influence is, inspiration is one of the most important things you can have, because,
Yeah, it's good.
we're all doing this because of we were inspired at an early age about something.
Yeah.
Now, being one of the top guitar players out there now, is there anybody that you see coming up that you're like, oh,
Oh yeah, that's the that is the power of the internet, power of Instagram or anything like that. You could see these guitar players that like around the world. Like, and we would never ever know about this stuff back in the day.
So
But
that
now,
makes me think of something, and not to interrupt you, but do you get on your own Instagram and like someone's, because that means a lot to a musician or a fan out there, even being like, just local guys who are on the radio. Just I know it's real important to get back to people. How are you? Do you make a point to do that kind of stuff to really reach out to your fans?
absolutely. I think, listen, if something's great, and how long does it take to go boop?
That's what I'm
Takes
saying. Exactly. One click, motherfucker. Get in there. That's what I'm saying, right?
It
Good
does
stuff.
not take long at all. And I think it's important. But like you can see people in like a small town in Russia or something like that, so there's it's so different nowadays, because before it was just who guitar player was going to put in their magazine. That's who we heard of, but now
Yeah,
we have the world in our palm.
that's awesome. That's a good analogy. Fuzz, you got anything else on that?
yeah, let's do the 5. So I have
All
this
right,
thing
this is the
usually,
rapid fire. All right, this is good.
but we renamed it again because
Oh, go
we
ahead.
started off we renamed it for Halford, we renamed it for Sebastian, we're going to rename it for you. I usually call them the Rapid Fire 5, but this time we're just going to call it the John 5.
There
I
it
mean,
is.
easy
That's
enough,
how it is.
right? So basically, what I do is I'll ask you 5 questions, and it just answers as fast as you can. Um, First question being the name of your first band. I think you said it already, but the name of your first band.
Dirty Tricks.
All right.
Where
Do you
did
remember?
that name come from? Yeah, hold on with that. Where
I,
Dirty Tricks?
I don't know. Stupid kids. I don't know.
Is
Just
it a
like,
regret? Is that the regretted band name?
well, no, because it's not like we put out any records or anything. It was
Right.
just kids,
Like,
We
I
were
wonder if
so
there's any
young.
other bands out there named Dirty Tricks.
Oh, I bet you there's
We got to look that
hundreds.
up. Go ahead, Fuzz.
Yeah.
I'll get on Google.
The first gig you ever played.
It was at the Hamtramck pub in Hamtramck, Michigan, and I was so nervous, but I was prepared. And from that very first gig, I knew if I was prepared, I would never be nervous. And that's how I've always lived my life.
That's a good way to live your life.
Yeah.
Okay, your favorite celebrity meet of all time. Number 1 on your
My
list.
I would say it would be Paul McCartney. I was, you know, just like you guys, I've loved the
Yeah.
Beatles, my
Now
whole
look
life.
behind me. You see that picture behind me? That's my
Yeah.
wife. How we hung that up. It's a picture of the Beatles right there.
Yeah. It's, me and my sisters, we love the Beatles, and we were at a restaurant called Mr. Chow and in Beverly Hills, and there's Paul McCartney. It's so funny. It was Paul McCartney, Joe Walsh, Jeff Lynne, and
Jesus.
Bette Midler was across the way from us.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really weird. So I met Paul McCartney, and he was so kind, So it was. I think that was the one where I was like, "Whoa," that was pretty major.
John, the number's 47.
Oh, that's how
40,
many dirty tricks.
47 bands named Dirty Tricks, and I think
That's a lot.
some of them are spelled tricks with a CKS, and the other are spelled with tricks are for kids with TRIX. So yeah, I think I've only found 47 so far. That means the numbers are way bigger. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing you didn't stick with that band name.
Yeah, we did 2 X's.
Did you? Oh, see, now I got to do another Google. Fuzz, do you got another question?
I do. We're at number 4. This will be number 4 now. Do you remember what the largest crowd you've ever played for is?
That was God. I don't even remember. Those South American crowds are massive. They just, there's these crowds that just go on for they're so big you don't even see the end of them.
Wow.
Does that
Yeah.
do you ever get a, like, even being out there with crew, out in the stadiums, they're pretty big, but when you get out there, do you ever get that, I don't know, that heaviness in your chest, and you're like, get like that nervousness, I guess.
Well, no, like I said, I don't get nervous, thank God, because I'm very prepared. But
Yeah.
I do get that overwhelming, like, feeling of look at all these people, and I take it in, and I'm like, I'm going to remember this moment, and I take it in, and I see all these people, and I, file it away, if you will, and just remember that feeling and that vision.
Just a reminder, September 4th, John 5 will be at Empire Live in Albany. Tickets are on sale now. You can listen to 93.9 WABY. And if anyone out there is seeing this for the first time, just know when you see the repeat of the video or hear it on the radio, go ahead and text us just his name, John, and the number 5, and we'll hook you up with a pair of tickets to go to the show. Fuzz, where were we?
Last
And,
of the rapid fire
hold
questions.
on, Fuzz. I probably should give him the phone number. Text John 5 to 518-900-9229. Go.
Number 5 on the list. Your biggest on-stage oops.
My biggest on stage oops. God, that's a really good one. When I was really young, like I went to walk out on stage and the stage was so flimsy, it just caught my foot the wrong way and I went flying down. I just went down so hard. And I was really young and the guitar was like making noise when I hit the ground. It was horrible. Horrible.
Oh, wow.
All right, that's it. You've made it through the John 5.
There it is.
Congratulations.
Kind of food you like to eat, man? Fuzz and I like to eat. We're steak men. What about you? I mean, we're experimental too, but how about you? Food. Do you cook? What other hobbies do you have?
Okay, this is the part of the show where you guys will probably hit the unfollow on me. So
No, we
here
don't
it
do that.
is.
Go ahead.
Okay, you ready? So back in the day, I would eat, all that stuff, and I just was like, oh God. And I was getting busier and busier and busier. And I was talking to Zombie, and he was like, oh, you should maybe not eat this. And I was like, oh, that'll make me feel better. And he's like, yeah, it'll. And I was like, I tried it. And I was like,
So are
huh,
you getting at like a plant-based diet type thing, vegetarian, vegan type thing?
So eventually I got to this plant-based diet and I felt like I was 18. I actually, let me just strike that, because at 18, I didn't feel as good as I do now. So it was when I was like really, really young. But I feel incredible. Then I was like, okay, well, now I'm gonna, this is like, it's crazy. Now I'm not gonna eat sugar because because I do all this research as well. I do all this research on stuff, and I found out that I shouldn't even say it on this stuff, but sugar causes a lot of bad stuff,
Yeah, we know
And
that. We know that. We're victims. We're victims. We're addicts, and we were just talking about the other day trying to cut things out of our lives. We're bigger
yeah.
guys too. We're trying to get down to John 5 size.
So yeah, so that's what I do. I like try to eat as healthy as possible because I'm playing and traveling every day. When you go on like a trip, like anyone listening to this can understand. When you go on a trip and you come home and you're like, oh my God, oh, I'm so tired, or things like that. It's like you just feel like really worn out,
Yeah. Yep.
and I have to do that every single day, and sometimes all over the world with jet lag and all that stuff,
Yeah,
you know?
well, if you want to live to be, Willie Nelson's age, still playing that guitar, man, you're doing the right thing. And Rob Zombie, I don't know if I'm putting the right connection together, but I'm gonna just make this analogy about it. There's a lot of people in the music scene that have an influence over me when I want, like, for instance, we're New York people, so John Joseph of Cro-Mags, right? Very plant
Yeah.
based, very positive
Yeah, I
about all that
know of
stuff.
him.
Right. So, and I think maybe there may have been some type of. I know there's a friendship between him and Rob Zombie. So maybe I think John might have. The world's connected by 5 people. I'm going to guess I'm right on this, Fuzz. I might have to do my research, but and that's okay. So, no, you're probably getting a lot more people to follow you based on what you just said in that because I respect the positive musicians. Now I know you play guitar, awesome, bro. How long all day can we talk about your musical career? What else are you doing to influence people? And that's a positive thing. So
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cut sugar out of my diet after my birthday Sunday.
listen, it's so funny, and I don't really like to talk about this because people like roll their eyes and stuff.
Nope.
But if you like, I've had so many people come to me and say, "Oh, this and that," and I'll tell them what to do, and they still to this day thank me for changing their how they are and how they feel and how they look and all that stuff. Still to this day, which happened, I would help, I've always like given people just, advice. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just using the things that worked for me, and it's worked for other people. And it's like incredible. Why not? We're here for a short time. Why not feel as good as possible?
What are some other hobbies of yours besides music? Things you're into? Yeah, simple, right?
Yeah, I am a Kiss collector from 1973 to 83.
Yes.
So I have this huge Kiss collection from all over the world, and I have an Instagram called Nights in Satan's Service, and I post something pretty much every day for the last almost 6 years now.
Okay,
Wow.
so how, when you were a child, did you like Kiss at a young age? And if you did, how did that term right there, because this affected me, Knights in Satan's Service, this had a big impact on my life. And I want to hear you if it affected you first.
Absolutely. My first, album was Love Gun. I got it when it came out. And, because they thought, oh, I loved monsters and all that stuff. And they thought, oh, these guys are, Satan worshipers and all this stuff. And these religious groups would go outside of the concerts and pass out these flyers in the 70s, which I have some of these flyers, and it says Knights in Satan's Service. So it's and those guys, I know them so well, but they couldn't be more far away from that
So it
stuff.
was a positive thing. You just didn't, nobody. All right. So here's my story. It's quick. So again, Jimmy Page and Kiss, Gene Simmons, Spit and Fire. Again, I must have been. I know I used to stay at my grandmother's a lot. My uncle would let me watch whatever the fuck I wanted to watch. Couldn't watch it at home, but if I was with Uncle Frank, I could watch Saturday Night Live. We could watch dirty movies. It didn't matter. And I woke up and he had TV on, and it was Kiss, Spit and Blood. So the next day, I was like, Mom, I want these Kiss albums, and it was the 4 solo albums. So she bought them for me, all 4 of them, and I loved
Wow,
him. I
that's
hadn't
rad.
even heard Love Gone, none of it, just the soul. I was just fascinated with those 4 covers. And then about, I don't know, 6 months later, I'm in a Catholic school. Mom's at the meeting. She comes home. She's like, all right, Ralph, we need to have a talk. I'm like, what's up? My mother never talked like that from that time to the day she died. And I'm like, what's up? And I'm like 8, maybe 7. She's like, well, I learned today in one of the school meetings that Kiss means Knights in Satan's Service. So I'm going to have to take
Mhm.
away all your records. But
Oh.
I'll buy you 5 new records. Can you guess what 5 records she bought me to replace those Kiss records?
Okay, so they're obviously not Kiss,
They're
right?
obviously not Kiss. All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna
All right.
guess.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna guess the band. I'm not going to guess the album, so I'll
Okay.
guess the
That's fine.
band. Okay, so this was around 1978, 79, correct?
77, 78. Whenever those records were fresh. Yeah, so around there.
So 78 is when the solo records came out.
There
So
it is.
your mom had to talk with you at that time. I'm going to guess, so it's that era.
Yep.
So I'm going to guess a Led Zeppelin album.
No.
Oh, that would have been great.
Go ahead.
I'm going to guess. Now it's too early for Van Halen. So
No. My uncle gave me Led Zeppelin. I discovered AC/DC and Van Halen on my own at my cousin's a couple of years later. Go ahead. What else do you think she bought me,
okay,
John?
so I got nothing so far, right?
Okay, so go ahead. This is funny.
I'm gonna guess one more. I'm gonna guess Aerosmith.
I so fucking wish, but no, John.
Oh.
John, she bought me Andy Gibb Shadow Dancing.
Oh no.
She bought me The Village People. I don't even care what record it was.
Oof.
She bought me, and this was probably the coolest one, because it was like one of those K-Tel records they sold on TV, and you bought it, and it comes to your house, and you buy it at Kmart or whatever it is. And then she bought me the Eagles Greatest Hits, and I don't remember.
Oh, that's a good one.
But Andy Gibb and the Village People could have ruined my fucking musical path for my whole life, and it was the only regret that I have. But yeah, I had to play that game with him, Fuzz. Do you have any more questions?
That was a good
John,
game.
do you have a few more minutes?
Oh,
Are we
shit.
still good on time?
Sorry, hold on. I just lost you. Hold on one sec.
That's okay. He's still with
Hold
us.
on.
John 5, September 4th, Empire Live. We are pre-recording this, obviously. He's in Los Angeles, California, heading back out on the road with Motley Crue. And then he's coming to Empire Live. Get your tickets now. We're giving away tickets. Again, text John 5 to 518-900-9229. Maybe we'll hook you up with a pair. Fuzz, did you have any more questions? And John, if we're running low on time, let us know.
Yeah, I gotta hit this other interview. But you know what I like about this interview is it's just us talking.
That's why we wanted to do the stream. And I'll say this again, Rob Halford, awesome interview, came on screen. Sebastian Bach, he didn't want to come on screen. He said he was on tour for 5 days. He was having a rough life. But you being here is very important to us. It's important to your fans. It's important to the show. And that's that, I guess.
Just so you guys know, he did come back on. He didn't just run away. He did come back on. He was getting messages and it was interfering with his phone. But yeah, I mean, what a cool guy. Awesome interview. He did, however, cut us a little something. I'm gonna play it for you right now. And Peace on Earth, I see just joined us. You guys will get a kick out of this. Check this out.
Hey, this is John 5, and come join me in Albany, September 4th at Empire Live. I'll see you there.
There you go. There you have it. Yeah. So John 5, great. You listen, September 4th. I'm going to make sure I get the date right. September 4th, Empire Live, guys. You guys got to go. This guy is unreal on guitar. It's right here. The Strung Out Tour. John 5, the Tom Atkins Band, local faves here. And a band called Turning Gene. Pretty good band. I was listening to them earlier. Again, September 4th, 27:50 in advance, 30 day of the show, 6:30 p.m. The doors are 7:30 p.m. The show begins. Empire Live, man. Got to get there. Got to get there. That is a show. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a show. What's up, Colin? Good to see you. Tony, thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate you. Chris, good to see you as well. Tracy, of course, hanging out with us. Henry, thanks for stopping in. Cass, I feel like the lady on Romper Room. Remember that show? Romper Room, where she holds up the magic mirror at the end. She's like, I see Chris and Cass and Tony and Henry. Now I'm really dating myself, right? So let's talk about some of the show sponsors. I told you I would do that at the end because we wanted to get the ball rolling. And of course, we're going to talk about our good friends here, the Yin Yang Festival, Rockin' Oddities and Mind Body Soul Collide for this big event, October 26th at the Saratoga Springs City Center. Not only will there be vendors there, but there's going to be bands as well. The bands are exactly. I see Fuzz. I love seeing Fuzz. What's up, Liz? Good to see you. My favorite horror chick. Bands are going to be there. Vinyl Vault, No Such Thing as Ghosts, Psychomanium, Against the Rain, Jupiter Queen, The Hauntings, Uncle Sam, and The Erotics. Also be a couple acoustic performances by Aaron Powers and the Jeffrey Scott Acoustic. It's going to be $15 at the door, 10 in advance, guys. So check that out, please. And thank you. Again, welcome to the family, the fold. Welcome to the... Thanks, Rich. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, that was awesome. It was fun. It was fun just to kind of hang out and chat. You know what I mean? It was real cool. So again, welcome to the fold. Welcome to the degeneracy as it were, to peace on earth. So listen, guys, peace on earth for all your smoking needs. I'm sorry, your smoking accessories, heady glass, vapes, CBD, and full spectrum Delta 9 products. It is a one-stop shop for all your smoking needs. And this will get a little less bumpy. This will get a little less bumpy as we go on. Check them out on Facebook. It's Facebook. Search for Peace on Earth. Give them a call, 518-763-9694, or stop in and say hi. 4122 New York State Route 7 in Hoosick Falls. They get a That Fuzzing Rock Show 420 star reviews. How's that? 420 stars review. There you go. Also checking in our friends over at the King's Inn. What do you say about that place? Other than I can't stand Cass, not Cassandra Pratt. I'm talking about Cassidy. Can't stand her. But King's Inn, cool little hometown hang, 6 McDonald Ave, Schenectady, New York. Wednesday evenings is open jam night, not just open mic night. They do open jam night, which means you pick up a guitar, a bass, grab the mic, grab the drumsticks if you need to. I think everybody's Cass. Everybody that has CAS at the beginning is like, I don't know. I get confused. Please don't mind me. Anyways, what was I talking about? Open jam night. Yeah, go there Wednesday nights. Open jam night. It's awesome. It's a hell of a lot of fun. And live music on Saturdays, most times anyways. So check them out on Facebook. Look up the King's Inn on Facebook. You'll be able to see what's going on there at any given time. Also check out DJT's, facebook.com/DJTs252. They are the ones that did I don't have them next to me. I moved them. Damn it. They are the ones that did our custom Victoria's Secrets fuzz thongs. Still available, by the way. Message me for details. And last thing I'm going to go over, and then we'll let you guys go. Because it's going to be a quick one tonight. It'll be a quick one tonight. Actually, no, I lied. 2 things right here. Something we're getting behind, something you guys got to check out. September 14th, 2024. It's called Robles Ride. Berkshire Fire Department, 384 County Highway 107 in Johnstown, New York. 9 a.m. registration. Kickstands up at noon. This is being brought to you by the Punishers Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club, Great Sack and Daka Brewing Company, and Hick Strong Incorporated in conjunction with the Sheriff's Department from Fulton County and I believe Montgomery County or Washington County, one or the other. But listen, lost one of their own to that horrible thing, suicide, man. Terrible, terrible thing. And we are definitely behind this and supporting it. Montgomery County Sheriff's. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to mess that up. I was close. But Robles Ride, get behind that. Listen, guys, please check it out. Again, Berkshire Fire Department on September 14th. Registration 9 a.m. Kickstands up at noon. It's a good cause. So, and of course, we just talked to him. Make sure you check out the Strung Out Tour, John 5, September 4th, over at Empire Live. So doors at 6:30, shows at 7. And finally, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about, if I have it up here, I don't think I put it up here. Oh, shame on me. I'm going to put it up here, though, because I know about where it's at. This is a long ways away, but the Harley Rendezvous Classic, all right, it is going to be June 26th through June 29th, 2025. It's ways away, but I will be emceeing the main stage as I did this year. It was a lot of fun. Tickets go on sale September 1st. So get them now, get them early. They're cheaper when you get them early, guys. Again, June 26th through the 29th, 2025. You can call 518-864-5659 or 518-864-5916 or visit harleyrendezvous.com to grab your tickets. It's going to be, it is a lot of fun. When I say a lot of fun, all them hearts and likes that are flying in the chat right now, everybody knows. Everybody knows. Harley Rendezvous is a blast. That's all I'm going to say before I get myself in big trouble. Oh, am I going to be at the fair? Yes. I do like Melba instead of Marinara. Fuzz's favorite fair food. This is an interesting question. It is now, Ralph. It is now. I think that's probably it now. Fried dough is too greasy and too powdery, sugary, and gets all over you. And a lot of it has to do with like having diabetes. I used to love cotton candy. Can't have that now. Fair popcorn is fire, but I would say it's pretzels. The big giant pretzels, you know. Bloomin' onion, again, man, all that grease gives you the poops. You don't want the poops to fair. Do not want the poops to fair. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's it, guys. That's a show. Plain, simple, to the point. John 5. Buzz likes pretzels. What's sauce for the pretzels? No sauce. Dry as hell. Everything else I eat is pretty wet, moist. Wait, what? All right, you guys are going to give me trouble. I got to go. That's the show. Make sure you guys are checking out us on Facebook at facebook.com/ThatFuzzingRock Show. Follow the page there. Over on the YouTube side, it's youtube.com/ThatFuzzingRock Show. And make sure you guys subscribe over there. It doesn't cost you a dime. Also, click the notification bell. That way you know every time we go on live and when we post new content. All right. No mustard. I'm not a big mustard fan at all. Not at all. That's it. Plain, simple, to the point. And with that, we're going to end it. How are we going to end it tonight? Well, probably going to be something offensive. Telling people to get out. Let's do the long version of Get Out.
Get out!
Get out of here.
Get out!
Get out of here.
Get out of here!
Get the hell out of here.
Get out!
Now get the fuck out.
Get out of here!
Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here!
Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here!
Get the fuck out of the trailer park.
Get the fuck out.
You don't have to tell me 85 times later. Speaking in partner, I've seen that. Thank you.
Hey, try not to suck any dick on the way through the parking lot. Hey, you, get back here.